So the book today is called Roaring Rockets by Tony Mitton and Ant Parker. Rockets have power. They rise and they roar. This rocket's waiting. It's ready to soar. He says, wow, looking over at the big rocket. Rockets carry astronauts with cool white suits, oxygen helmets, and gravity boots. So they're going in the rocket. The countdown is finishing. 3, 2, 1. Action! Blast off! The journey's begun. Whoosh! So off it goes into the air, and there they are in the rocket. Rockets have fuel in great big tanks. When they're empty, they drop away. Thanks! So there goes the fuel out of the tank. Up in space, you're really light, so astronauts strap themselves in tight. So they're floating around because gravity's not pulling them down, so they have to grab onto these straps, float around the rocket ship. They're in their seatbelts. Rockets explore. Through space they zoom, reaching as far as the big round moon. Here they come up to the moon. Out comes the lander with legs out ready and fiery boosters to hold it steady. So this is the lunar lander. Rockets take astronauts out to a place that's strange and wonderful, silent space. So they're walking around on the moon. Moon mission over, the lander's left outside. We're back in the rocket for the long return ride. So this is Earth, this is the moon, and they're headed back. Rockets re-enter in a fiery flash to land at sea with a sizzling splash. The helicopter carries the brave crew away. Let's give them a cheer. Hip, hip, hooray! So they're back. And the last page just has some interesting stuff about rockets and rocket rides. So today we're going to make a rocket. This is my example of the rocket that I made. So we'll go through that. The first thing that I used was a paper towel tube. And I just used a piece of foil. You can also get this thicker construction foil paper, but tin foil from the kitchen is good, and you can just roll it on. Don't worry about it being too smooth, because that gives your rocket some nice character. So I just tuck the edges into the tube. You probably might not even need to tape it. If it doesn't want to stay on, you can use a piece of tape. That part is ready. To decorate my rocket, I used some craft foam that has the sticky backing, and I just cut out shapes that I wanted. So I wanted to make a door, and I wanted to make a window. So I'm going to stick those onto my rocket. That will be the front of my rocket. I made some other decorative strips just to make some nice stripes on the rocket. You can put whatever decorations you want. If you don't have sticky craft foam, you can just use a marker or stickers, whatever stickers you have around your house. Right. So to make the nice fins that help the rocket fly so nice and straight, I've taken a piece of craft foam as well, and I've cut out If you cut out the shape of a house and then cut it in half, you'll get these nice fins. So I'll glue my fins on. So I made 3 fins. I don't know what the official number of fins is that rockets have, but you use this really sticky glue, things go together nicely. All right. And then of course your rocket needs to have a pointy top to help it go through space really quickly. So I'd use a piece of white paper or white construction paper, or if you have cone-shaped little cups at home, you can use those too. So I just took the paper and folded it around. I just tacked it with some glue to make the cone shape. And then I took my scissors and I just cut the bottom section off to make it a nice cone. I just cut around like that. You can make your cone top as large or small as you want. So I will add some glue onto the top of my rocket. Stick my top on. So now you can see our rockets coming together. And then lastly, I used just some streamer paper. You can also use tissue paper or just orange construction paper, whatever you happen to have at home. And I made 2 strips. And I cut the bottom to make it look a little bit fancy. And I will just glue each of those strips inside the bottom of my rocket so that it looks like when the rocket engines are lit and it's flying into space. There's usually fire coming out of the bottom of the rocket. So if you want, you can also use markers or stickers or anything else that you want to decorate your rocket. So have fun playing with your roaring rockets.